Great. Thank you, Eric. So, a little bit of a background. So, the reason why I started Wait Time was probably around 9 years ago. And I think the story makes a lot of sense because we all can relate to this situation. So, I'm a massive sports fan. And I was at a Detroit Red Wings game. I live in Michigan. And it was my turn to get beers with the guys. So, end of regulation, I run up to go get beer for my friends, and the game winning horn sounded, and the Detroit Red Wings won in overtime, and I missed the whole thing because I was stuck in line. So as I became mad and I was upset, I thought to myself, I go, wow, how great would it be to know how long lines are? That's such a universal problem, not just for sports industry, but for everything in life. Managing expectations, operational. There's so many benefits of it. So fast forward 9 years, we have the world leading crowd management solution out there. So what we've done is we've developed four patented artificial intelligence computer vision algorithms when it comes to the analysis of crowds. And the first one is what you see on the screen here. This is called our queuing algorithm. So we use the queuing algorithm when you have what we call unstructured lines, or there's no rhyme, reason, or structure. It's just free flowing. It's kind of anarchy. So what we do is we mount cameras, and we're completely hardware agnostic, so we can use any camera in the world. We mount the cameras directly over the line, and what our artificial intelligence is doing, as you see here on the screen, is we are monitoring the speed of direction and the direction of movement of each person anonymously, roughly 24 frames per second. So we know that, are you passing through the area, not in line? Are you actually in line progressing towards the front? Or are you just congregated off to the side? And we don't track Bluetooth, cell phones, Wi-Fi, or any of that. That's all very inaccurate and remedial. Our technology is anonymous pixel tracking AI, which we calibrate to be the size of a person, which allows us to get unprecedented levels of accuracy. So this is the first one, called queuing. Now, a really interesting thing to bring up here, this is a gate entryway to get into the largest stadium in the world, which is in Melbourne, Australia, called the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Now, what they do with this information, really interesting thing they do, is, as you see here on this next slide, they give this information on the outside of the arena. This is actually at the Barclays Center in New York. So they say, as you see here in the middle, the wait time for the main entrance is 20 to 22 minutes. And, obviously there's a lot of, sponsorship and advertising built into this, just to kind of show you a very cool example of what they do with this information for the fans. The second algorithm is called stanchion. This is when you have more of a structured queue. So think of TSA, think of Starbucks or a Nike store. And what you see on the screen here, this is actually at the Levi Stadium, 49ers home field. And this is actually two lines, one on the left and right. And as you can see there, there's stanchions. So it's a control line, which is why we have this algorithm called stanchion. So we basically draw the polygon around the area that we are monitoring. And it says, measure everything in this area. Don't measure anything outside the areas. So only care about what you see in the actual line formation itself. And this is the second one, called stanchion. Now, the third algorithm is what we call our massing algorithm. So this is when the camera view is not directly overhead like the first two, but it's off to the side, which is a Z-mounted angle. And what this does here is this is monitoring how full a customizable area is getting in real time. So this is Miami Heat, one of our key NBA clients, and this is monitoring how full this concession area is. So for example, the output would be percentage of occupancy, i.e. 35% full, 40% full, etc. So this is what we call more of a hotspot or a heat mapping algorithm, rather than the first two, which are much more granular because of the view of the camera. Now, a very interesting outcome that we did with this algorithm is what we did at the US Open of tennis. So this is at the US Open, and what we did is we monitored how full the general admission grandstands were in real time. So on the left-hand side, that's from an operational viewpoint. So operations are able to see everything at a single pane of glass and about where the general admission crowds are growing. But then similar to the first example of where I can find the shortest line on the IBM mobile experience, you're able to see as a fan available, filling, full when it comes to the general admission grandstand capacities. So just a very innovative way to use this massing algorithm on a very large scale. Now, the fourth and final is what we call our entry exit software. So real life use case, Mall of America, the biggest mall in North America, they came to WaitTime and they said, we need to know how many people are in our mall, 6 million square foot, at any point in time with 95% accuracy or higher. So what we did is we mounted our cameras. In this example, these were access cameras. We mounted them directly above all the entryways to the mall. There was about 34 of them. And what our technology is doing is we are monitoring how many people are entering and exiting simultaneously with massive amounts of people going in and out simultaneously, of course. So when you group all of these doors together across the entire mall, we then now know how many people are in the mall at any point in time with a very, very high degree of accuracy. And so this is the fourth and final algorithm called entry exit. And obviously that's just one use case from a mall standpoint. But if you think of exhibition centers, convention centers, this is the video you see here is at the NEC, the largest exhibition center in Europe. And they're monitoring their exhibition hall occupancies. They actually then will take that data and sell it back to the shows that occupy those different halls. So a lot of different things that you can do with this, but this is our last algorithm called our entry exit. Now, these are the four algorithms, the back-end information, the kind of the secret sauce of WaitTime, but the business side here. So WaitTime is broken down into two buckets. The first is operations and data, and the second is guest experience. So I'm going to talk about operations and data right here. So this is on a series of iPads, tablets, or in a control room. This is WaitTime's dashboard. So anywhere where you see a green, yellow, red icon is a camera view. This is a real-time heat map of your entire arena or venue. So you click on any of the areas. So as an operator, director of operations or director of security, etc., why is it green? Why is it yellow? Why is it red? At one single point in time, remotely, anywhere in the world, you can pull up your crowd flow at your fingertips, all in real time. So as you see here, I pulled up 3 locations, but you can pull up all locations and you can set customized alert thresholds as well. So if it hits a certain number of people in line or hits a certain density or occupancy, automatically trigger an alert to my operations in real time. So this just goes to show you a little bit at a Reader's Digest level what we're doing with the operational side in real time. And this is kind of what we call eyes in the sky. And you can filter by every single location. You can scroll across the entire venue and see how everything is performing at one single view. And so this is an internal facing piece of business intelligence. Now, the last part of the first bucket is data. So at the end of every single day, we give these clients end of event reporting. So this is what it looks like for Mall of America. So they're able to see how many people entered and exited the mall throughout the entire day. You can filter day by day. So if you want to see Sunday, Saturday, etc. And then over on the right-hand side, this is the floor plan view. And you can click on any of the entrances to see the statistics that were unfolded throughout the entire day. And so my point of showing this is you can get very detailed with this information, and you can see total number of entries and exits per location across the entire mall. And the point, again, another point of showing this is they actually use this information to negotiate leasing agreements with their tenants. When it comes to how much foot traffic they can actually guarantee by people geographically entering the mall at certain points in time. So it becomes a very useful piece of business intelligence that's directly tied to ROI when it comes to leasing. So this is what it looks like from a Mall of America standpoint, but this is what it looks like as an example in sports. So this is Miami Heat. We start off with a summary page. So here are all your bars. Here are all your concessions, your average weight, your busy weight, your max weight, and then peak time. So peak 1, peak 2, peak 3, peak 4, average weight, max weight, etc. And then as the report goes on, we will literally break down every single area. So you're able to see exactly how this area performed across the entire duration of the event. And the 4 vertical red bars are peak times that correlate with each screenshot that you see below as well. So they have this data as well. They can take it in and slice and dice it 1,000 ways a Sunday. They have access to our API. So, but this is just the wait time information of what you're seeing here on the screen. Now, the last part of wait time is the guest experience. So going back to the start of the presentation, when I said I want to know how long lines are, I never forgot that. So with that being said, at strategic decision-making locations across a venue, whether it be sports or a convention center or an airport or a casino, where can I find the shortest line? So on digital displays that you see here on the left-hand side and on that venue's mobile app, we integrate our system so guests are able to see where they can find the shortest line all in real time. So as you can see here on the left-hand side with this screen, this goes to show you, okay, shortest queues near you, short, medium, long, and that green, yellow, red spectrum bar, that's all being fed in real time from our backend AI. So this becomes not just an operational piece of intelligence, but also a guest experience piece of software. And we've serviced right around 4 to 4.5 billion fans and just people in general across the world when it comes to what they see for themselves as they navigate through these environments. So really, in summary, it's a combination of the operations and data plus the guest experience that make wait time what it is. And here are just some of the clients that we work with across the world, ranging from, Mall of America to the Dodgers to Manchester City, etc. Just a short list of some of the brands globally that we do work with. And then we have a very, very streamlined process to get deals and proof of concepts off the ground. It's a 3-step process. It's really, and I'll walk through this more, when we start to get some opportunities off the ground. But, from a use case workshop to an install guide to a project kickoff, we have this similar to you guys as obviously as well. We have this down to a science. And then when we do go live, this is what the industry is saying about wait time. From the Dodgers to the Mall of America to the Broncos to the head of Cisco Sports Media Entertainment. We have a very, very proven solution when it comes to how we do what we do. And we are optimized by Intel Corporation. And then this is our specific architecture together, where wait time is a VM within your environment. And we've validated everything over the past year. And so this is what it looks like from just the overarching architecture. But then this is, once we did go live in the press, with Quantum and WaitTime, we made a pretty big splash out there, as you can see here. So at a Reader's Digest level, that's what we're doing here at WaitTime. And, I'd love to, if there's any questions that you guys may have, please let me know. And, I look forward to winning business together with you guys.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Zach. It's really cool technology, and it's cool to just see the ways that some of these customers are using this data. I'm going to talk a little bit just to conclude this quickly. I'm going to talk about how Quantum fits in here. And I'll bring up that same image that Zach just showed. So, we're in the business of storing and protecting all of this data, and even providing the compute in cases to run applications like WaitTime. So for a lot of the organizations that Zach talked about, sports teams, stadiums, retail, malls, often if you look at the left, their typical video surveillance storage and recording infrastructure might look like a number of dedicated applications. I'm sorry, dedicated servers. And it, the WaitTime AI software uses video surveillance data, as Zach talked about, that's captured from many, many different cameras throughout these facilities. So typically you've got some type of a VMS or video management system. Typically you have a lot of recording servers, right? Because the throughput of just all those camera streams is a lot of data that needs to be written quickly, and you can't drop frames, and then it needs to be stored for some period of time. And what we find with a lot of our clients initially is they look something like what's on the left, which is they have a rack of these dedicated servers, or in some cases, maybe multiple racks of servers that are used to record and store this data, this video surveillance data. And what we've certified is what our architecture is shown on the right. And what we do is we use quantum software to create a unified compute and storage platform. This is a single platform that runs on off-the-shelf hardware, and the servers that we run on can have compute. They can have GPUs for really high speed video analytics for those use cases, as well as flash storage and disk storage. So the software basically creates this unified pool of compute and storage that can then be shared by all these applications. And you can see here what we do is we take these applications that we're running as a application on a dedicated physical server. We now run it as a VM. And WaitTime's AI software is one of the VMs that we've now certified to run on this platform. So it can run on this single platform along with all of these other applications. So our clients, what they achieve is they simplify their video surveillance recording and analytics infrastructure. They typically achieve much higher uptimes as high as 99.9999%. They reduce their rack footprint by up to 80% or more, because we're able to replace these racks of dedicated servers with this really efficient single platform. So this is about simplifying the infrastructure, reducing operational costs, gaining back rack space, and achieving better uptime. And when we combine what we do on the video surveillance storage side with WaitTime, I think it's a great solution for just very simple recording and analytics, as well as real-time crowd intelligence. If you'd like to learn more, I have the WaitTime AI software. I've got their website up here, which is thewaittimes.com. We've also got Quantum's website, quantum.com. We have a joint solution brief that is a great leave behind, or something if you want to download that and take a look at it. And just a quick advertisement for the WaitTimes website. Having looked at it myself, there's a lot of good information up there that goes through everything that Zach talked about today. So if you're interested, encourage you to go and learn more. And with that, thank you very much for joining. Let me just check if there's any questions, but I didn't see any earlier. So if you do have questions, let us know. Otherwise, Zach, you want to just say a quick couple words in closing, and then we can adjourn.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it. I'm, very collaborative when it comes to being hands-on with everything. So please reach out to me. Eric, I can give my email address. I'm sure that's somewhere posted. But